Well, hey, everybody. Thank you for taking a minute to watch this. We are grateful to have some time today with Kelly Austin from New Covenant Church. Kelly, thanks for taking the time to be with us.
No problem.
Excited to talk with you today. First, if you could just start, let's just share, what is your role at the church?
I'm the director of finance. So I take care of all the deposits that come in and the budgeting, everything.
Can you give us just a little bit of the background of the church, the history a little bit, and how ministry is going there?
We were established in 1978. So we've been here a little while. We've actually seen very steady growth. So we're actually doing really well.
Now, what were some of the challenges that you were experiencing with your previous giving software?
It didn't integrate very well at all with any of our other software. I had to manually do some of the formatting so I could make sure that everything did transfer over like it was supposed to. And then I had to format it again to go into our accounting software. So there were two big steps to be able to get everything where it needed to go. So when anyone asked for a report, I couldn't just go print up a report really quick. I had to go through, organize it, format it, which was very time consuming. I had no control over duplicates that were created, and just it didn't function the way it needed to for our church and the type of reporting that we have to do.
Now, when it came time to look and eventually decide to move to our platform, what were some of the key factors in your decision? Were there any features in particular that stood out to you?
Number one, it integrates really well with your software because it is your software. So our church management system is the same as, and then that, of course, is connected to the accounting software as well. So that was a big sell. It took a whole step out of my entering of the giving. It's definitely more cost effective. When we switched from our prior platform for giving to the last one that we had, it was very cumbersome. It took a very long time to do. It was supposed to kind of come out the same as we had been paying in all our fees and everything. It doubled. So wow. I was eager to get it back down cost wise because we were spending a lot of money on our online giving. Customer service is definitely better through your software than it was through the other one. I can get definitive answers for things. And if the person I'm talking to does not know the answer to the question, they go find someone who does to directs me to them, or it's the answer themselves and they come back and will tell me. It's always very personal. So I don't ever feel like I'm just, one of those on hold numbers that you have to, someone has to just quickly answer the question, get me off the phone.
Well, that's great to hear. Now, what was that transition like for you when you moved from your previous platform onto ours?
Super easy. Like I didn't have to do much of anything. All I had to do was print out a report that had our recurring giving on it. It was very, very simple on the user's end. They hardly noticed any difference at all in it. So I didn't have the normal complaints. When we switched up some kind of software, it was very smooth transition.
As you step back and look, what has the impact been on the church as a whole?
The people who are already giving online didn't notice a lot of difference, which is a good thing because you don't want it to be really different. But because we were talking about it more purposefully and more, we mentioned that we have online giving because that's just part of our weekly mention of ways you can give. We hadn't really emphasized it at any time. So just simply the fact that we were transitioning to a new software, that we were able to talk about it more because of all of that. And we've had some people who have never wanted to give online or giving. We have new givers, new people that come in. They can jump right in and start giving.
That's fantastic. How has the software helped to better steward resources at the church?
It's really nice for registrations. It was kind of hard to track because some people would sign up on paper. Some people would sign up on Sunday morning through the website. So there were many different ways people were signing up. And it was hard to keep track of who had paid for what, who hadn't paid. And so using the registrations through your software, it's easier to track who's paid, who hasn't paid, set up payments for them. So it takes less time for us to track things down. So that's definitely helped. So that's the time saved from me having to do that.
Now, what would you say to somebody who's exploring our software, maybe considering making the transition?
I would say that it is very robust software, very easy. Like the giving platform is very simple to use. Um, it can be utilized because it has so many different, like the church management software, it links everything. So the giving goes into that where you can do giving and attendance. You can do your registrations where then it's linked to the activities. So you can print your rosters. So it's just a really robust software that, yes, there's a learning curve when you do the church management, but that's because there's so much that you can do with it. The reporting is great because you can set up the reports however you want. Really, the customer service makes it all worth it because I feel like I'm friends with my rep now because I've talked to her so much. But it's any of the transition process. Anytime I had a question, I would email her. She'd get right back to me. And like I said before, that if there was a question that she couldn't answer, she would find someone who knew the answer, and then she would get back with me very quickly.
Well, we certainly appreciate your time today, Kelly. Thank you for the work that you and New Covenant are doing. And it's a pleasure to serve and to be a part of the work going on there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.